Welcome back to Black Betty Dirty Hands. This week we're getting a bit crafty and building something fun for camping with Melba, our Franklin Sunwagon. We're almost ready for our first adventure, but we thought we might as well prepare some fun for around the campsite. There's nothing more fun than having a round of ladder golf, so this week we're going to make a collapsible PVC ladder golf set. It's easy to transport, quick to assemble, and always fun to settle campsite rivalry. And as we always say around here, there's nothing to it but to do it.
Whoa, Black Betty, dirty hands, building dreams, working the land. From the yard to the workshop floor, fix it, grow it, always more. Whoa, Black Betty, dirty hands, that's who I am.
If you've never played ladder golf before, here's a quick rundown. You've got a ladder style target with 3 horizontal rungs. Each player throws 3 bowlers, which are basically 2 golf balls or tennis balls tied together with rope, per turn, trying to hook them onto the rung. You stand about 5 meters from the target, and each rung is scored differently. The top rung is worth 3 points, the middle 2 points, and the bottom 1 point. The game ends when you first reach 21, but the catch is you have to get that exactly. If you go over that number, you drop back to 13 and keep playing. It's simple, competitive, and way more addictive than it should be. Here's a rundown of the materials you'll need to build your very own ladder golf set. I used 25mm PVC pipe for the frame, so you'll need 9 lengths at 500mm, 5 lengths at 250mm long, 6 25mm T-joints, and 2 25mm 90-degree elbows. So to get the short lengths I needed, I started with 2 3-meter lengths of 25mm PVC pipe and cut them down to the size I needed. It was a simple job you could do with a handsaw or a pipe cutter, but I used my Ryobi small 18-volt saw because I had it on hand. Just measure it out, mark it up, and start cutting. Before too long, you'll have all the pieces you need ready to go. The bowlers are generally consisting of 2 golf ball sized balls connected by a length of rope or cord, usually around 30 centimeters long. However, if you're planning to play with kids, a safer option is simply to swap out the golf balls for tennis balls, and that's exactly what I did. I grabbed a few different sets of different colors of tennis balls from my local supermarket. They're softer, safer, and still just as much fun to play with. Step 1. I drilled a hole in each tennis ball using a standard drill bit, just big enough to fit the cord that I'm using. The soft rubber drill's pretty easy, just take your time to make sure you don't tear the tennis ball. Step 2. I tied a few knots at the end of the cord. I then measure out 30 centimeters, tied off a few more knots at that end, and cut the cord to length. You should have approximately 30 centimeters between both knots. I can tell you from experience, if some are shorter or longer, it's not going to make any difference to how you play the game. And step 3 is simply to shove the knots into the end of the pre-drilled tennis balls. Note from future me, after playing for a while, I realized I was having issue with some of the knots slipping out through the hole. To fix this, I simply squeezed a bit of hot glue into the hole, covering the knot, making it bigger and harder for it to come out of the hole. If you don't feel like making your own, I've included an affiliate link for Amazon for sets that you can buy pre-made. Step 4. Assemble. Assembly is as simple as it gets. Once you have all the pieces, all you need to do is connect everything together like a jigsaw puzzle. No gluing, no other tools, just press fit into the connectors and you're ready to play. The whole thing comes together in minutes, and the best part, it pulls apart just as easy as it goes together. Whether you're setting it up at home or a campsite or even at the park, it's quick, light, and ready for a good time. And now, there's nothing to it but to play it. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you being here. I hope you enjoyed this style of project. This is the first of what I hope to be a long line of small DIY builds that anyone can tackle at home, whether in the shed, backyard, or kitchen. A big shout out to my Uncle Rob for introducing me to ladder golf. It's a really fun game and I love playing it. And as a little bonus for the end of this video, I've included a time lapse of the very first time we've taken Melba out camping. It wasn't perfect, but it's a start and we're only get better from here. As always, I'll leave you with a thought of the week. Sometimes it's important to remember you don't need 5G when you got 5,000 stars above your head. And as always, there's nothing to it but to do it here at Black Betty Dirty Hands. See you on the next one.
On a warm Friday evening, we were hitched up to the Franklin, rolling down the back road, dreams of campfires in our heads. When out the scrub there stepped a bloke with thongs and faded stubbies. Said, mind if I sit a spell, I know campers best. So we pulled off near a windmill, cracked a tinny and passed it over. He squinted at old Melba, gave a whistle and a grin. He said, son, I've hauled worse flat tires, broken leaf springs, but I've learned some truths about camping, lending near and tuck 'em in. You gotta know when to grease it, know when to whack it, know when to back it up when the wheel's off track. You never count your 10 pegs while you're pitching in the twilight. There'll be time enough for counting when the fire is out. Camper's got its history, and Melba's seen it all, from torn up canvas in the rain to stoves that simply won't start. But through the cracks and every flaw, there's always something magic, 'cause it's the mishaps and the laughter that make the memories last. Now Jubs, he found the heater, but the stove won't light no more. Mrs. Black Betty pats the canvas, but there's leaks galore. They set the chairs around the fire, sip tea while Melba groans, and say we've got no worries, 'cause this camper feels like home. You gotta know when to grease it, know when to whack it, know when to back it up when the wheel's off track. You never count your 10 pegs while you're pitching in the twilight. There'll be time enough for counting when the fire is out. Said nothing to it but to do it. Black Betty Dirty Hands are badges of the bush life, not mistakes but camping plans. He tipped his faded acro and wandered down the track, left behind his wisdom and a bottle jack. Now we've got a drawer of tools and a patch kit full of dreams. We built a fire pit by the creek and roasted marshmallows till we scream. Melba may be leaking, but she still gets us through the night. From the desert dust to ocean breeze, she's always worth the fight. You gotta know when to grease it, know when to whack it, know when to back it up when the wheel's off track. You never count your 10 pegs while you're pitching in the twilight. There'll be time enough for counting when the fire is out. You gotta know when to grease it, know when to whack it, know when to back it up when the wheel's off track. You never count your 10 pegs while you're pitching in the twilight. There'll be time enough for counting when the fire is out. So Jobs looked at Melba, smiled at Mrs. Black Betty, said, let's keep this family rolling, grateful for all we've seen. 'Cause campers may grow older, but the stories just get bolder. Yes, campers may grow older, but the stories just get bolder.